a bone and actor out alone. Riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Listen, what is it? Oh,
this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone, riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
actor out alone, riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs to call me sire. To promote my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire.
Now we rock the parties and go correct. All sets are on time and rhyme connects. That's the right to flow and to elect. And other rappers can't stand us, but give us respect. I wanna rock.
Back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show. No less guys. White man had the schmucks, black man had the blues. No one knew they was going to do what Tchaikovsky had to do. Oh, let it out.
You know what I want.
And it came to pass. The rock and roll was born. Love across the land, every rock and band going up the song. And the guitar man got famous. The business man got rich. And everybody was a superstar. With a spirit. Look at it rock.
You know what I want.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Williams Grove Speedway. Beautiful half-mile clay oval, and we welcome you tonight for the World of Thunder Esports League for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series tonight. My name is Jake Reeves with our great and awesome producer Adam Fligger on the controls, giving you these awesome camera angles. Coming into tonight for round 7 of the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series here at Williams Grove, like I said. And I'm telling you folks right now, this points battle excuse me, is heating up, if you will, here on Sunday nights. Devin Morgan coming into tonight with the points lead. Logan Rumsey is second. Devin Morgan with 511 in the points. Logan Rumsey with 490. And then 3 points back from Rumsey is Chase Barber with 487. Kendall Tucker, J.D. Brown rounding out the top 5 in the points coming into tonight. Rest of the top 10, Stephen Gaines, James Eddins, Caleb Durgan, Dylan Wilson, and Colton Zimmer. That is the top 10 coming into tonight for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series points. And Williams Grove, as you can see right here from the above camera that we've got right here, very, very basic, I guess you could say, track. I mean, really, it's, half-mile clay oval, very hairpin turns. Basically, it looks kind of like a Martinsville, if you will, for some of our asphalt fans out there that are watching this evening. More or less looks like Martinsville. Obviously, you see it right there on your screen. So, that and pretty much about the same, semi-banked, I guess you could say. Got a little bit of extra banking up there in the turns. So you're going to see a lot of guys trying to rip the fence, if you will. You probably see a lot of them as well trying to rip the bottom on that bottom fence as well. But drivers right now finishing up their hot laps right now. We got the Bulldog, Matthew Selby, with the fastest time right now in hot laps with an 18.112. Blake Majulis right behind him with an 18.135. Logan Rumsey, just talked about him a second ago, coming into second in the points tonight, 18.292. Dylan Wilson and Devin Morgan, the points leader right now, 5th on the hot laps charts as we speak. Before we get going with some of our festivities tonight, with everything we got going on, want to mention some of our sponsors. Got Tri-City Speed, got the Rookie of the Year. That's what they're sponsoring for this season. DirtFan.com. Studio 10 Wraps, looking for the best looking car. And folks, I'm telling you, we got a lot of entries out here tonight. And folks, every single week that we are here for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, there is best looking cars all the way around. I mean, these cars, every single one of them, looking outstanding, if you will. And folks, if this is your first time being with us here tonight, this series is actually kind of a Kickstarter, if you will, no pun intended, to the World of Outlaw Butt Kicker Super Late Model Dirt Series that runs on Monday nights for the World Championship. And going into this particular race for tomorrow night, Kendall Tucker actually won last Monday night, was able to edge out Evan C. in what was a fantastic race. Looked like Caden Honeycutt had the more laps led, if you will, had led 22 laps in that, but Kendall Tucker led the final 17, was able to get the win over Evan C. So Kendall Tucker trying to see if he can go 2 for 2 from Monday night all the way into tonight. And got guys out here right now getting ready, pulling some qualifying as we speak. Right now, Stephen Gaines right now got the fastest time. And folks, this leaderboard is going to change in a hurry out here. Evan C. now he jumps Stephen Gaines. He's got a 19.190. Evan C., the number 33 entry. He has the pole as we speak right now. But like I said, folks, it can change. It can change every single lap. That's just how quick that it can change. So right now, Evan C. up top. Stephen Gaines is second with Chase Barber, J.D. Brown, James Starry. That is the top 5 Desmond Busby, Blake Majulis, Jordan Casey, Chase Hardy, Brandon Barnhart, the top 10. And folks, you see it right there on your screen, literally separated by just about a tenth of a second from first to 10th. So these are some of the best, if not the best, sim racers in the world here on dirt. Just gonna really show you how it is done and show you some skills tonight here at Williams Grove Speedway. Once again, want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. A couple of other sponsors that we got, the World of Thunder Esports League with Steven and Brett. All of them over there at the World of Thunder. Everything that they do for myself and for everybody that is involved, all of these drivers that is out here, I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to those guys. They put on some excellent events, put on some hellacious races like we seen last week, folks. If you was not here with us last week, you missed out on a dandy. I mean, even in one of the heat races, they was coming to the line 4 wide, coming off of turn number 4 with, I believe it was Kendall Tucker that was able to get that final transfer spot and be able to transfer himself into the feature. So, you know, everything happens as fast as that. I mean, they was going into the corner 2 wide, and then all of a sudden, bam, they ended up 4 wide coming out. But, you know, folks, I can see it now. We're going to see just as good racing tonight as we have seen the past 6 weeks. That is 100% for sure. And still waiting to try to get these qualifying laps out of the way. Got a couple of drivers you see right here on your screen coming around right here. Got a couple of guys thought they was actually going to be a little bit faster. Actually, you know, the Bulldog, Matthew Selby, actually fastest in hot laps right now. Now he's actually about, give or take, probably about 15th, 16th on the board right now, but was fastest in the hot lap session. So that's going to be real detrimental to Mr. Selby to try to see if he can figure out a way, try to slide up through there and get up there and knock on Evan C's door later on this evening in the 50-lap feature. Want to give some of you folks that have not had a chance to be with us in the past couple of weeks what their structure is for these races. They have 10 laps or 10 minutes, whichever one comes first, for the heat races. 3 will transfer. The top 3 will transfer from the feature. The rest will go to a B main, one of 3 B mains, and then the top 2 from those B mains will transfer to the 50-lap feature here tonight. The rest of the drivers, if you wasn't able to make it in the top 3 in the heat and you can't make it in the top 2 in your B main, we'll see you next week at Eldora. I don't know what else to tell you at that part, but hopefully, you know, we can see some guys that maybe slide up here and surprise us here tonight. Some guys that we haven't actually talked about a lot with this season. Scout Neff being one of those guys that I'm really keeping my eye on. You know, I'm looking for Scout Neff, one of those guys, to have a very good run. Also, Tyson Ulicki, I'm looking for him to have a very good run as well. And speaking of Tyson, he's actually in heat race number 1. And here we go. Drivers getting lined up to take the grid. Evan C. will be on the pole for heat race number 1. Was fastest in qualifying. James Starry will start right beside of him in that second spot. Trevor Fitz and Jaden Anderson. Jaden Anderson's been putting on a hell of a show here lately for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. He will start 4th. Matthew Selby, he was fastest, like I said, in hot laps. He will start 5th here in heat race number 1. Tucker Elkins will start beside of him in 6th. Braden Schatz will start 7th with Keaton Holder, excuse me, in 8th spot. Brett Cottle will be 9th. And just as I said, Tyson Ulicki will be in that 10th spot. Hopefully Tyson can slide up through. I'm looking for Tyson to have a very, very good night here tonight. Hopefully he can steer clear some of this carnage that is possible to see. I mean, folks, this is just a half a mile dirt track, a lot bigger than where we was last week at I-55 in Peevely, but it is still a dirt track. It is still short track, dirt track racing, old school dirt track racing right here. So anything can happen. Anything that can happen will happen. I mean, that's what we've always said, and that's what I've always said for the World of Thunder Esports League and the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. As we are waiting for that pace car to pull off, looks like he's going to give them one more lap to try to get everything lined up, make sure everybody is straight. And folks, like I said, this is actually, like I said, I guess you could say it's like a prelim for the Butt Kicker World of Outlaws Late Model Dirt Series that runs on Monday nights, the World Championship. For those of you that are curious about the points for that particular series, Evan C. is actually on top in that point standings with Kendall Tucker in second, Logan Rumsey in third, Blake Majulis in fourth, and Dylan Wilson in the fifth. So top five, and even in the top six, Chase Barber, James Eddins, J.D. Brown, Desmond Busby, and Barrett Bishop. Some of those guys, most of those guys will be here with us tonight as we are green flag racing live here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And Evan C is going to get the jump going into turn number one. James Story right behind him in a 174 entry, seeing if he can try to jump to the top, maybe get something going. Here comes Trevor Fitz, dives it in, tries to see if he can sneak in. Excuse me, that was Jaden Anderson. Had to get up on the brakes, try not to get in to James Story, but we have a caution on the speedway. We're going to see who that was. Looked like that was Keaton Holder. You see Keaton, everybody just kind of sneaking around, trying to get around right here, coming off of turn number two. A couple of guys, wow. Oh my goodness. That is a shot, folks, right there. I mean, absolutely a big time shot right there. Keaton Holder absolutely know where it goes. We're going to ride on board with him, get snapped into the left side, and that little bit of an opening back there on the back straightaway. Wow, I mean, just nowhere for Keaton Holder to go. Absolutely nowhere for him to go. And you know, and that's something that these drivers are really going to have to watch out for tonight, folks. You know, with these cars here with these long straightaways. These drivers really hadn't had, I guess you could say, long straightaways like this, except for the Knoxville Raceway, which was very, very long raceways for recent memory. You know, these guys right here, they're going to be really high up on the RPMs, especially going down the straightaways. And it can make that car snap sideways just a little bit, right smack dab in the middle of the straightaway, and get a little bit tail happy. And then that's where you can see guys get into each other's doors. And that's when you see some serious contact. And I believe that's exactly what happened right there. Just incidental contact, really. I mean, just accidental, incidental, however you want to look at it. And, you know, hate it for Keaton Holder getting involved in that. But Keaton Holder will be in one of the B mains here tonight. See if he can slide through that B main and get himself into the feature here tonight. Pace truck looks like it is getting ready to pull off. Evan C. James Story up front, really nothing changed there. Trevor Fitz, Jaden Anderson, as green flag is in the air. Evan C. going to try to get away, but Story almost had his number on the last restart. We'll see if Story can get to him, as we got a big pile up in the back. Matthew Selby, one of those involved. Caution will fly on the speedway, and that will put a halt to the action once again here this evening. And you hate it for Matthew Selby right there getting caught up in that. I mean, he almost snuck through it and then just got tail slapped, I guess you could say, from the left side. Just got spun around. Everybody else was already going around as they was. So hate to see that right there for Matthew Selby getting caught up in that accident. And I mean, you really hate to see anybody getting caught up in any accidents as you're riding on board with looks like that's Daniel Elkins, I believe it is. Wow, I mean, hard contact, hard racing right there. I mean, just all the way around right there. I'm telling you, folks, it is a barn burner out there here tonight. Looks like we're going to get a couple of extra pace laps right here on for this caution right here. Remember, Evan C. talked about him just a second ago, the points leader for the World of Outlaws Butt Kicker Late Model Dirt Series on Monday nights. Big deal for Evan C. to be the points leader at that. One of the best, if you will. Me and obviously my co-host, producer Brett, that has talked about him before. Evan C., Blake Majulis, two of the best, if not, I guess you could say, let's just go ahead and say it, legends for the iRacing sim racing on dirt. It's crazy what both of those guys have done. I will guarantee you this right here, folks. These guys right here, these guys can lap me in the span of about 5 laps. That's, I mean, and, you know, I'm okay at dirt. I'm not the best at it, but these guys right here, they are the best in the world, and they are there for a reason. You know, they are in the Butt Kicker Late Model World Outlaw Series for a reason, just like they are here tonight for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. So, looks like Matthew Selby will be given an EOL penalty. He will get sent to the back. So we're still waiting on that pace car to pull off. Getting a couple of extra laps in here tonight. You know, folks, you know, wherever we are streaming at YouTube, Facebook, you know, let us know down in the comments, who do you think is going to win the 50-lap feature here tonight at Williams Grove? We want to get y'all's input on this. We want to, you know, see what you're thinking right now, sitting at home, sitting at your computer desk, on the couch, tailgating in the backyard. I mean, whatever. We want to get y'all's input. Who do y'all think is going to win the 50-lap feature here tonight? And you know, folks, there is a lot of drivers that, I mean, there's a lot of good picks. I will say that. A lot of drivers that you could pick from. Evan C., Kendall Tucker, Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, last week's winner. A lot of drivers that you could pick, as Evan C. will take the green flag, get us back underway here at Williams Grove. Remember, 10 laps will be each heat race. So we'll see if Evan C. can hold on for a couple of more laps. Looks like he's doing very, very well right now. James Starry, not too bad himself. These two actually starting to separate themselves from Jaden Anderson and Trevor Fitz. Trevor Fitz and Jaden Anderson, that's where the battle is for the transfer spot. Jaden Anderson has it. Trevor Fitz wants it. Now Tucker Elkins, he's going to put the 87 entry up there, see if he can join this battle. And right behind him, Brett Cottle trying to jump up here and get into this battle as well. Jaden Anderson starting to see if he can sneak away from Trevor Fitz. Now here comes Tucker Elkins. He'll dive to the bottom, try to see if he can get a run. Was not able to make it work. Fitz able to get the run. Now Elkins may try to dive it back down to the bottom. He better watch his back bumper. Here comes Brett Cottle trying to see if he can take that Fitz spot away from Elkins. Nothing changed for the top two as Evan C., James Starry, about a half a second difference from both of those guys. Jaden Anderson looks like he is solidly trying to hold on to that third spot. Trevor Fitz trying to reel him in. The only battle really going on the racetrack is Tucker Elkins with Brett Cottle. And Cottle's still trying to itch even closer to him as Cottle's going to get in the fence, get into that opening that I was talking about that really got Keaton Holder earlier. And that's going to be the caution that will come out on the speedway for Brett Cottle. And, I mean, there was nobody really around Brett right there. I mean, he just kind of just slid up right there, got a little tail happy, tried to keep it straight. And then, bam, the opening pops up. And, bam, Brett Cottle gets slammed straight in the right side of his race car. Sent around into a spinning frenzy. So, hold the phone, Jaden Anderson, you are not out of the woods yet. Trevor Fitz has called, and he is wanting the third spot back. Trevor Fitz started third in this heat race, wanting to try to get that spot back. And this could open up the door for James Starry to have a run at Evan C, but it looks like C's got that sucker on rails here tonight at Williams Grove. So if Starry's got anything for him, if he's just been laying in the weeds, he might want to open it up and turn it loose right here, because he's got 3 laps to do it when they take the green flag. Looks like the pace car fixing to pull off. Evan C stacks him up a little bit. He gets on the gas. We are back under green here at Williams Grove. Once again, we're going to look back here and keep your eye on the battle for the transfer spot as Jaden Anderson, Trevor Fitz. Fitz sent it in really hard. Now Anderson going to start to pull away right here as Tucker Elkins is getting a huge battle around him. That's Matthew Selby and Tyson Ulicki up here trying to get up here and get involved in this. 2 to go. Jaden Anderson starting to close in on Starry as Fitz is starting to fall off as these guys back here, Tucker Elkins, Matthew Selby, and Tyson Ulicki just beating doors down the backstretch. White flag is out for Evan C. Looks like he's got this one big time as Starry is starting to get a little bit of pressure from Jaden Anderson. Anderson may take one last shot at him. But Evan C coming off of turn number 4. Evan C will take the checkered flag for heat race number 1. Starry will get second. Jaden Anderson will get third. And Jaden Anderson will deny Trevor Fitz, and Anderson will go to the feature. Trevor Fitz will get fourth with Matthew Selby finishing in the 5th spot. Tucker Elkins will be 6th with Tyson Ulicki in 7th. Brett Cottle will be 8th. Braden Schatz will be 9th, and Keaton Holder will round out the top 10 and round out heat race number 1. Heat race number 2. Got a good one right here, folks. Stephen Gaines, he'll be on the front row with Desmond Busby right beside him. Tanner Tomasi and Matthew Logan will make up row number 2. Cody Nevins, Scout and F, just talked about Scout. Watch out for Scout and F tonight. I believe Scout's going to have a very good run for him if he can make it into the feature here tonight. I believe we need to watch out for Scout. Scout may have something. Kyle Carter starting 7th. Ethan Toder will be 8th. Howard Weaver, who had an amazing run at Knoxville Raceway, gonna see if he can try to find some of that lost momentum. See if he can find it here at another big racetrack like Williams Grove Speedway, just like Williams Grove Speedway where we're at tonight. And Willie Howes will round out heat race number 2 in 10th. Stephen Gaines waiting on the pace truck to pull off. Looks like they're gonna probably go one more lap right here. You see these guys ready to rock and roll here tonight. Williams Grove. Once again, big shout out to the Wotel group, the World of Thunder Esports League, and all the guys over there, Steven and Brett and everybody involved over at Wotel. And you know, big shout out to them, but big shout out to the fans. I mean, it's the fans, that show up every single week and watch these guys put on a show for you every single Sunday night. These guys right here, I guarantee you right now they appreciate each and every one of you that are tuning in each and every week and watching them perform. It's a big deal for them to have you watching. And right now, you are watching it live as the green flag is out for heat race number 2. Gaines slides up, jumps right up in front of Desmond Busby. Here comes Tanner Tomasi down on the inside. Matthew Logan up top is going to get the run. He's going to get around Tanner Tomasi and try to see if he can transfer into the feature here tonight as we have a caution on the speedway. We're going to see exactly what happened right there. Willie Howes looked like he got caught up in that as well. That's exactly what happened. He got into the back of, I believe that was Howard Weaver. Just drove it in a little bit too deep going into turn 1, got into the back end, spun Mr. Weaver out. So it looks like Mr. House will get an EOL. Send him to the back of the line. And folks, that's one thing that's going to be really, really crazy to see tonight in the feature event. When we have 24 Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series drivers and machines barreling into turn 1, this turn right here that these guys are going into. It's going to be chaotic to see these drivers drive in here. I mean, you see how wide this track really is. These guys can run middle to top to bottom, however you want it. Very, very wide racetrack, but I mean, the corner, it comes up. It's like a 90-degree corner. I mean, that's basically what it looks like and how it feels when you go into that corner, especially at full speed, as that's what Stephen Gaines is fixing to attempt to do as the green flag is back out, and Gaines is going into turn 1. You see it as he slides straight in. He's not able to get in as good as Desmond Busby. Busby goes by him for the lead. And we have another caution on the speedway. Busby was able to get by. Wow. Hard racing right here, folks, for everybody. Oh man, Scout Neff. I just talked about him wanting to have a good run. I'm telling you, folks, I really do have the commentator's curse for some reason or another. I mean, I have no idea why I do have that, but that's a shame right there for Scout Neff. I mean, I was really looking forward to him having a great run this evening. Gets a little bit of a door check, I guess you will, sends him head first straight into the fence, but do not count him out, as hopefully he will be able to get back up front in one of the B mains, whichever one he is in, and see if he can slide himself into the feature here tonight. And folks, like I said, I mean, these points coming into tonight for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, points are very, very tight. I mean, Stephen Gaines right here, the leader right here for heat race number 2. Stephen Gaines sitting 6th in the points. And he's not got that one by a huge margin. I mean, James Eddins right behind him, 9 points back from Stephen Gaines. So these points very, very tight coming into tonight. And Devin Morgan not really, 21 points, but, you know, that's what he's got over Logan Rumsey. But still, I mean, that can be made up in one night. That can be made up right here in the heat races. We've seen it already happen with Evan C. Evan C. not able to make, I believe it was Port Royal. He was not able to make the feature at Port Royal Speedway. And knocked him out of a good shot at trying to get him some points and knocked him out of the championship hunt. I mean, these heat races, believe it or not, folks, they really do matter as far as where you'll be able to start. And especially trying to get transferred into the feature. That way you can get the maximum amount of points that you need to have a shot to run for the championship. But green flag is back out. Stephen Gaines back on the gas. He was able to get a little bit lucky from timing and scoring and get in front of Desmond Busby. But Busby takes a shot at him, not able to make it work, as he'll fall back in line, and Tanner Tomasi starting to get a little bit of pressure from Cody Nevin for that 3rd spot. And don't count out Ethan Toder right behind him. Ethan Toder, one of those guys that had a very good run back at Fairbury earlier this season. So watch out for Ethan Toder. He may have something to say for that 3rd spot as Cody Nevin tries to take a shot at Tanner Tomasi on the inside. But Tomasi's going to get the run off of turn number 4 and will clear Nevin. Still Stephen Gaines up front with Desmond Busby. Tanner Tomasi still sitting in 3rd, but Cody Nevin really starting to put that pressure on, like I said. Starting to ease it into the corner. Gets to his door just like he is right now. But Tanner Tomasi able to get the run off of the corner. So Nevin's going to have to try to figure out a slide job or something, Because I'm telling you, Toter is straight up his back bumper. He gets to him every single time going into the corners and is able to try to get to him. And just like Cody Nevin is able to get to Tanner Tomasi but not able to make the pass. If he can just get to his door when he goes into the corner, if he can just stay at his door going down the straightaway, Tanner Tomasi may be in trouble of not making it transferring straight to the feature from his heat race. Because Nevin is putting the pressure on him, and Desmond Busby better watch his back bumper, as now Tomasi's trying to get to him. A three-way battle now for second spot. And that's exactly what Stephen Gaines wants to see in his rearview mirror. See these three guys making haymakers, or trying to throw haymakers at one another. Tomasi tried to throw one going into 3 and 4. Was not able to do it. Here comes Nevin. He's going to take a shot at him with 2 to go. Fireworks may be getting ready to be set off right here, folks, right here for heat race number 2, as these guys bumper to bumper coming to take the white flag. Gaines looks like he's got this bad boy in check. Here comes Nevin. Nevin trying to get the run to the inside. He's to his quarter panel. We'll see if Nevin can get to him and try to drive around him, but Tomasi will get the run off of turn number 4. Your winner will be Stephen Gaines. He will get the win for heat race number 2. Desmond Busby will get second. Tanner Tomasi will get that final transfer spot and deny Cody Nevin. Nevin will get 4th. Ethan Toter will get 5th. Kyle Carter going to get 6th with Howard Weaver in that 7th spot. Willie House will get 8th, and then Matthew Logan, Scout Neff, that got involved in the earlier caution, will be 9th and 10th. So they will all go to a B main, with the exception of Gaines, Busby, and Tanner Tomasi. Heat race number 3 coming up. Chase Barbara and Blake Majulis. I mean, folks, right there, front row. Not much more. I mean, need I say more? All you got to do is say their names. You know what they have done here in the sim world, here on dirt. Chase Barber, Blake Majulis on the front row. Brandon Barnhart and Ryan Underwood. They will be in that second row with Colton Herbert right behind them with Dylan Hauser, 5th and 6th respectively. Nick Baum will be 7th with Jonathan Adkins in 8th. And Hunter Lagoons will round out the field, be tail end Charlie, if you will, for heat race number 3. And like I said, folks, you know, Chase Barbara coming off a pretty good finish, honestly, for the World Outlaw Butt Kicker Series last week at I-55 Speedway. Started 2nd, finished 4th. So, and, you know, Barbara has won races here in the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, has ran up front every single race that we have seen him run in, and that's why, you know, Chase Barbara looking very good in the point standings. Matter of fact, top 3 third spot in the point standings coming into the night. So Barbara looking like, see if he's going to try to close back in on Rumsey. He's actually 3 points behind Logan Rumsey in the point standings right now for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. So there's a little bit of a point battle, if you will, coming into tonight. We will see Logan Rumsey in one of the heat races coming up here tonight. But Barbara will lead them to the green flag. Majulis will be on the outside. Majulis, Evan C's teammate. Gonna see if he can lock himself into the feature just like Evan C did. As the green flag is out and Barbara's able to clear Blake Majulis going into turn number 1. Here comes Barnhart on the inside. Excuse me, that's Ryan Underwood. One of those guys that we have not seen here this season. And Ryan Underwood trying to take it to the legend here at Williams Grove. Ryan Underwood still sitting in that 3rd spot. Herbert right behind him. Now that was swapped to Dylan Hauser right behind him. But don't look now, but Blake Majulis trying to see if he can snatch the lead from Chase Barbara. He's not able to do it. Here comes Underwood. Majulis under fire for 2nd. Majula's trying to figure out a way to get around Barbara, but he's going to have to really worry about Ryan Underwood. And now Dylan Hauser gets up and joins this battle. All four of these drivers trying to break away from the field and settle up between them four. Colton Herbert is still trying to hang on to the tail end of that line. As now it is a 5-car breakaway as Baum starts to slide back. He's in the clutches of Brandon Barnhart back here for 6th. But Majulis still putting the pressure on Barbara, and Underwood still putting the pressure on Majulis. And Hauser still putting the pressure on Underwood. Each driver putting the pressure on each driver that's in front of him. The only driver that's not putting any pressure on anybody is Chase Barbara, and he is the leader. But for how long? Here comes Majulis down to the inside, gets to his door. Drag race off of turn number 4, halfway home as Barbara and Majulis make a slight contact going into turn number 1. That might be the little bit of help that Majulis needs to try to get around Barbara as they go side by side into turn number 3. Barbara tries to clear him. Underwood takes a huge slide, tries to get in to get to the back of both of them. Here comes Hauser, tries to get to him, but now everybody gets back to single file as Majulis takes another shot to the inside of Barbara. And Barbara will get the run, clear Blake Majulis off of turn number 2. 3 wide now for that second spot. Underwood stuck in the middle. Now Majulis will clear him, but Hauser to Underwood's inside as they literally beat fenders going into the corner. And don't look now, here comes Colton Herbert. He's jumped up there and joined this battle for 3rd. Hauser still trying to get to the door, get back to the door, if you will, of Underwood. That is the battle for the transfer spot, folks. As, wow, Hauser goes all the way, pulls the slider, gets into Underwood. Underwood got into the back of him just a little bit. That just pushed Underwood all the way from 3rd back to 5th. As now Colton Herbert's going to get up here and see if he can battle for this 3rd spot. Hauser's got it. Herbert wants it. White flag is in the air. And Majulis has still been throwing haymakers at Chase Barbara. But we keep an eye on the transfer as here comes Herbert. One last dive. He's not able to make it work. Your winner for heat race number 3, the 023 of Chase Barbara, Blake Majulis will get 2nd. Dylan Hauser with a last-ditch, last slide job effort, if you will, gets it done, and he will go to the feature here tonight and finish 3rd in heat race number 3. Colton Herbert will get 4th. Ryan Underwood, who's sat in 3rd for so long, is relegated back to 5th, so he'll have a little bit of extra practice, if you will, a little bit more work to do if he wants to try to get to the feature and race with the likes of Chase Barber, Blake Majulis, and Evan C. Nick Baum finished 6th, Brandon Barnhart 7th, Jonathan Adkins 8th, and Hunter Lagoons finished in the 9th spot. Heat race number 4 coming up. Here is your points leader, your points leader, and last week's winner, Devin Morgan, in the 112 entry. He's going to start right beside Jordan Casey. Jordan Casey, very, very good super late model driver. We have seen him in the past couple of weeks put on some impressive runs. Great to see him back here at Williams Grove. Caleb Durgan, one of those guys that has been very aggressive from what I have seen and from what some of the drivers have seen, but he's been able to make it work here in the series, coming into the points, 8th in the points here tonight. Caleb Durgan starting 3rd. Dylan Wilson right beside of him in 4th. Anthony Thompson will start 5th with Logan Rumsey 2nd in the points coming into the night in 6th spot. Trey Mills will start 7th with Scott Smith starting right beside him in 8th, and Nicholas McDougall, one of those guys that put himself in for the best looking car. And folks, he's got a bad looking ride. It'd be great to see Nicholas McDougall get into the feature here tonight, but the pace truck is off. Green flag's in the air. Devin Morgan gone, literally gone, has checked out from Jordan Casey. Casey makes a huge slide going into turn 1. Wilson gets slammed into the door by, I believe, Anthony Thompson. That's going to advance Logan Rumsey and Trey Mills to try to get by him, as Mills goes all the way from gridding up at 7th all the way to 3rd right now. Dylan Wilson right behind him trying to get back to him, as Logan Rumsey's going to battle with Dylan Wilson for that 4th spot. And that might be an early Christmas present right there for Trey Mills, all the way from 7th to 3rd, literally in one turn here at Williams Grove, folks. That's like I said, that stuff can happen just like that. I mean, it can happen in a blink of an eye. So Trey Mills all the way to 3rd, sitting in the transfer spot right now, as Rumsey and Wilson battling very, very hard for that 4th spot. Anthony Thompson stuck right behind him, trying to get to him as well. Scott Smith not too far behind. Big time, hard racing from these guys right here, trying to get these extra, just a little bit of spots, as Wilson's still side by side with Logan Rumsey for that 4th spot. Rumsey still wants it, but Wilson's not going to give it up, as the top 3, Morgan, Casey, and Mills, starting to pull away from this battle with Wilson and Rumsey. Mills right now, basically, folks, from where he qualified, he just wants to finish right here and just be tickled to get into the feature. At least if I was Trey Mills, that's exactly what I would want. As you seen right there, Rumsey, Wilson still throwing haymakers at one another, still trying to advance just that least, or just that little bit extra. And Thompson still laying in the weeds, trying to see if he can sneak past both of them and get 4th. And the higher you finish, the better that you will start in the heat race as well. Remember, top 3 will go to the feature. The rest will go to a B main. It looks like this is the 4th heat race, so we're going to have one more heat race and then 3 B mains to set the field here tonight. Trey Mills still trying to look and see if he can maybe slide up maybe one extra spot on Jordan Casey. But like I said, I think he will be 100% content with finishing 3rd, especially where he qualified and where he started at here in heat race number 4, as the top 3 have straight up checked out. Morgan, Casey, and Mills. Wilson and Rumsey still battling very, very hard for that 4th spot. They've started to kind of separate themselves a little bit from Anthony Thomas, but here is the white flag as Devin Morgan will take it. Casey trying to make one last ditch effort to Morgan. That may open the door for Trey Mills, and it will, as Trey Mills will get to Casey's inside. Mills gets by, so Trey Mills may get 2nd here, but Devin Morgan, last week's winner, will win heat race number 4 here at Williams Grove. And Trey Mills 7th to 2nd. Wow, that's going to be a huge bump in confidence, especially for Trey Mills right there. As Devin Morgan wins it, Trey Mills 2nd. Jordan Casey still able to hang on for 3rd. Dylan Wilson will actually get the better of Logan Rumsey in their battle that they had. Wilson 4th, Rumsey finishing 5th in heat race number 4. Anthony Thompson will get 6th with Scott Smith, Nicholas McDougal, and Caleb Durgan. That will be the 9 drivers that was in heat race number 4. Heat race number 5, the last heat race of the evening before we get to B mains. And up front, J.D. Brown and Chase Hardy, they will be on the front row. Robbie Buchanan Jr. will be right behind them starting 3rd. Kendall Tucker, wow. I mean, Kendall Tucker coming in tonight 4th in the points. And Kendall Tucker won at I-55 Speedway for the World Outlaw Butt Kicker Series, as I mentioned earlier. Kendall Tucker will start 4th with Ben Cattermarsh in 5th. Josh Fuller in 6th. Hayden Cardwell will be 7th with Jason Korn 8th. And Peyton White will start 9th as the pace truck is pulling off the speedway. We are green once again here at Williams Grove on Ultimate Dirt TV. J.D. Brown gets the jump on Chase Hardy. Hardy trying to see if he can hold him at bay and hold on to that 2nd spot Robbie Buchanan Jr. actually gets bypassed by Kendall Tucker, so move Tucker up to third. Tucker in the transfer spot as we speak. As Buchanan gonna see if he can jump up to the high line and maybe try to make a run right here at Kendall Tucker. He's got Josh Fuller all over his back bumper. Hayden Cardwell right behind him as well, as Cardwell's gonna take a shot at Fuller and see if he can get this to fifth. Buchanan Jr. still laying in the weeds right here on Tucker. You see Fuller making a hard charge on that outside lane. See if he can get to Buchanan. Hardy's actually going to go all the way to the top. May open the door for Kendall Tucker to get to second. But Hardy able to get the run off of the corner, and Tucker's going to fall in line. And Tucker's still trying to run the bottom. Hardy all the way up top. Folks, if you remember, Hardy was one of those that ran the top a good portion last week at I-55, and here he goes. Now he's going to jump to the bottom. Hardy's going to try to go to the bottom and see if he can challenge J.D. Brown for the lead, but he'll think better of it, jump back up to the middle, see if he can get a run off of turn number 2. Tucker right behind him, waiting for the least little bit of a slip, but he better watch his back bumper as Robbie Buchanan Jr. still trying to get to him. 5 down, 5 to go here in the final heat race of the evening as Fuller makes a shot at Robbie Buchanan, but Buchanan able to pull away. Nothing changed up front. J.D. Brown, Chase Hardy, Kendall Tucker still the top 3 as Tucker gets into Hardy just a little bit off of turn 4. And Buchanan, like I said, laying in the weeds, waiting for something to happen, if anything to happen. But Fuller's going to get to him, as well as Hayden Cardwell, almost 3 wide off of turn number 2. But Buchanan still holding down that 4th spot as Cardwell still taking shots at Fuller. But looks like the top 3 drivers, looks like they are very content with where they are running, that being J.D. Brown, Chase Hardy, and Kendall Tucker. Tucker actually started this race in the 4th spot as Tucker slides up just a little bit in turn 3 and 4. He's going to slip back into the clutches of Robbie Buchanan Jr. So J.D. Brown and Hardy have checked out. Now Tucker's going to have to get on the gas and try to pull it back away from Robbie Buchanan Jr. as we are coming to the white flag. Wow, big turn of events right here. Buchanan may have one last ditch effort here at last week's winner, Kendall, at the winner that won last week at I-55 in the World Outlaws Series, Kendall Tucker. But J.D. Brown is going to secure the win. Chase Hardy looks like he's going to get second, and Kendall Tucker, even with that little bit of a slip, still was able to pull away an extra half a second away from Robbie Buchanan Jr., and Tucker will make it to the feature here tonight. J.D. Brown wins it with Hardy, Tucker, Buchanan Jr., and Josh Fuller. That's the top 5 for heat race number 5. Then Ben Countermarsh with Hayden Cardwell, Jason Korn, and Peyton White. That will be the 9 drivers that was in heat race number 5. B main number 1 up, and folks, I am telling you right now, it is a big one right here, as we're actually going to have 2 B mains right here, folks. So 2 B mains, not like it has been for the past couple of races that we have had. We've actually had 3 B mains. Now we're got down to 2, and from what it's showing, you're going to have the top 4 that's going to transfer to the feature. And up front leading them, it's going to be Trevor Fitz here in the first B main with Colton Herbert starting right beside of him. Robbie Buchanan Jr., who tried to make that last ditch effort, I guess you could say, at Kendall Tucker. He'll start 3rd with Ethan Toter starting 4th. Logan Rumsey, he'll start 5th with Tucker Elkins in 6th. Nick Baum and Ben Countermarsh will be 7th and 8th. Howard Weaver will be 9th. Scott Smith will round out the top 10. Brett Cottle and Jonathan Adkins will be in row number 6 with Jason Korn and Matthew Logan in that 7th row. And Caleb Durgan and Keaton Holder will round out the 16 drivers here in B main number 1 as we're waiting for that pace truck to pull off and leave it to Trevor Fitz. As green flag is in the air, Trevor Fitz is on the gas. He's got Colton Herbert right up beside of him. Herbert's going to try to see if he can take a shot down to the bottom. Buchanan Jr., Ethan Toter battling door to door as Rumsey tries to sneak it down on the bottom and maybe get a shot at him. Buchanan Jr., Ethan Toter, big time door slamming going into turn number 3. Huge battle back here as Toter's going to get turned from the left rear of Buchanan Jr. Hard racing. These guys right here not giving an inch to one another. As Tucker Elkins going to be side by side with Logan Rumsey now. But Rumsey's going to get by. So Buchanan Jr. holds on to 3rd. Rumsey holds on to 4th. Countermarsh right behind them trying to get to him as Elkins trying to get back by Countermarsh, see if he can get to 5th. Wow, folks, hard racing all the way around right here. 10 minutes or 12 laps, whichever one comes first right here. And as fast as these drivers are moving, I'm telling you right now, they are rolling. As I mentioned, top 4 will transfer on. So Rumsey sitting 4th, Buchanan Jr. 3rd, and Trevor Fitz trying to run away from Colton Herbert as Herbert's going to slide around him. And that might actually upset Fitz just a little bit as Fitz is going to try to get back to it. Buchanan Jr. trying to get to him, as is Rumsey. And Ben Countermarsh laying in the weeds, just waiting as you see them all scattering, beating their fenders off as Buchanan Jr. is going to take a shot at Fitz down to his inside. Door-to-door drag race with Fitz and Buchanan Jr. as Herbert's trying to get away. Here comes Rumsey. Rumsey's going to take a shot as Buchanan gets by. Rumsey's going to go door-to-door with Fitz, and the caution flag is out. Heartbreaker to see that right there. Did not want to see it. And folks, that looked like about the same thing that we seen another driver have here tonight. Just kind of got a little bit tail happy and just slid straight up into the fence. I mean, not really much you can do about that. I mean, these cars got a lot of power in them. Just slapped it straight around. I believe that was Keaton Holder that was involved in that particular accident. Ethan Toter has went behind the wall. So he has 3 laps down. So it looks like we may see Ethan Toter at Eldora. Probably will not be able to see him in the feature here tonight. But Colton Herbert is your race leader with Trevor Fitz starting right behind him if they so choose to go single file. Buchanan Jr. right behind him with Logan Rumsey in 4th. That is your transfers as of right now. You got Ben Countermarsh started 8th here in B main number 1, now sitting in 5th. So Countermarsh has got a huge chance right here to spoil either Robbie Buchanan Jr. or Logan Rumsey's parade, or even Colton Herbert or Trevor Fitz. He's got a shot to really shake it up right here and knock out one of the big dogs, if you will. But Ben Countermarsh, he's no slack on these super late models here at these dirt tracks in the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. He's not no slouch, and neither is Tucker Elkins, who's starting right beside of him, as they're going to get double file, waiting on that pace truck to pull off and leave the field in the hands of Colton Herbert. As Herbert started 2nd, now he's 1st. Fitz started on the pole, and he's sitting 2nd. As they stack the field up, green flag is in the air, and the caution's going to come out. No, green flag's still in the air. Thought they actually jumped the start right there as everybody got stacked up right there. But we are still green, folks, still green here at Williams Grove as Fitz has fell back into the clutches of Logan Rumsey. Herbert still trying to get away as they're 3 wide for second with Buchanan Jr. down on the bottom. Rumsey thinks better of it, slips back to 4th as Fitz is going to go all the way to the top side with Buchanan Jr. and Rumsey down on the bottom. Guys back there 3 wide, beating each other's doors off. That's back there around the bend Countermarsh area. As Countermarsh getting snuckered straight back as Baum was able to get by him. So move Nick Baum up to 5th as Baum's going to go around just as soon as I say that. And we're going to have another caution right here. Coming to 3 laps to go. And boy, I'm telling you, these guys right here really was not giving an inch. They wasn't even giving a centimeter at this point. As you see a bunch of them just going around right there. It actually looked like Baum actually spun out on his own from what it looked like right there. So it looked like Nick Baum will probably get that EOL. Actually, Baum actually got into Logan Rumsey. Got into the left rear of him. Looks like we may get back racing right here with 3 laps to go. It's like I said, Colton Herbert on the front row with Robbie Buchanan Jr., Trevor Fitz, and Logan Rumsey still sitting in that 4th spot. Baum all the way to the back, so that's going to move Countermarsh back up to 5th. A couple of guys having some pretty good runs right here. Scott Smith actually started 10th here in B main number 1. Now he is riding in 7th, which will be 6th actually when Nick Baum on my end goes back. So Scott Smith, he'll be up to 6th. It looks like they are going to go single file right here. Waiting on that pace truck to pull off, and the pace truck is off. So Colton Herbert, Robbie Buchanan Jr., Trevor Fitz, Logan Rumsey, and Ben Countermarsh. Top 5 as we go green flag with 3 to go here at Williams Grove in B main number 1. Herbert's going to get the jump. Fitz trying to just hold on for 3rd, but Rumsey's got a lot of pressure behind him with Countermarsh and Scott Smith behind him. And we're going to have another caution on the speedway. Wow. Hard racing all the way around. Looks like Baum is going to go around once again. We'll see what happened to Mr. Baum. Looks like just drove straight into the door right there. Kind of drove in a little bit hard. Wow. Straight into the guardrail. And folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I know that you see guardrails that usually if they get hit by a big race car, usually that guardrail is going to bend, but not on iRacing. I mean, even if you hit the barrels here on iRacing, it's like hitting a brick wall. That will slam the front end, slam that front clip right on the front of that car. Howard Weaver, one of those guys, also involved as well, but he is able to stay on the racetrack as he is starting to catch back up. As Caleb Durgan, believe he got caught up in that. He has retired for the evening. So once again, up front, Colton Herbert, Robbie Buchanan Jr., Trevor Fitz, Logan Rumsey. That has not changed. Ben Countermarsh right behind them as well. So hard racing right here by all of these guys, and they know that with 1B main, like I said, folks, usually we have 3 B mains, but now we've got 2. So that opens up an extra spot, if you will, to get into the feature here tonight, and these drivers know that. That makes it a little bit easier, I guess you could say, for the likes of Logan Rumsey, not having to worry about jumping up here, beating some fenders with Trevor Fitz to try to make it to the feature here tonight. But it's also got to, I guess you could say, disgruntle him a little bit with him having Ben Countermarsh right behind him, knowing that Ben Countermarsh, like I said, started 8th all the way to 5th. Scott Smith from 10th all the way to 6th. So some of these guys coming from the back, if you will, or med pack, if you will, trying to sneak up here, get to the front, lock themselves into the 50-lap feature here tonight. So we are still waiting on that pace truck to pull off. Driver's still coming around at pace speed right here. When they take the green flag, it's going to be 2 to go when they take the green flag. Still waiting on that pace truck to pull off, folks. Once again, want to thank all of our sponsors, as I mentioned before: Tri-City Speed, DirtFan.com, Studio 10 Wraps, the Wotel Group, World of Thunder Esports League, and of course the title sponsor, Mission 22, for the title sponsor for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, as we are green flag once again, 2 to go here in B main number 1. And Herbert's going to get out to a huge jump right here. Buchanan Jr. is going to be stuck right behind him, as it looks like that is going to do it right there. Must have went by the timer. So that's going to end it right there for B main number 1. Went by a timer, and folks, we have seen this happen this season. Matter of fact, happened at Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of caught me and producer Brad off guard just a little bit. Kind of wasn't expecting it, but it did happen. I mean, that is something that can happen on here. But Colton Herbert will get that transfer into the feature, along with Robbie Buchanan Jr., Trevor Fitz, and Logan Rumsey getting that last transfer spot. Ben Countermarsh not able to, I guess you could say, make it through. Having to settle for that 5th spot, with Scott Smith finishing in 6th. A couple of other drivers also right there on that list, with Tucker Elkins, Jason Korn, Jonathan Adkins, Keaton Holder rounding out the top 10, with Howard Weaver, Nick Baum, Caleb Durgan, and Ethan Toder, and the rest on the screen. B main number 2 coming up, got Cody Nevin, Dylan Wilson, Matthew Selby's also in this, Ryan Underwood, Josh Fuller, the top 5, with Kyle Carter, Anthony Thompson, Tyson Ulicki, Brandon Barnhart, and Hayden Cardwell, the top 10. Rest of them on your screen as we are green flag. We are gone that fast here in B main number 2. This is the last one before the 50-lap feature tonight for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, is Cody Nevin trying to check out from the rest of the field. Matthew Selby beats door to door with Dylan Wilson, as Selby's trying to go for second. Underwood stuck right behind him, and you know Ryan Underwood really wants to get into this feature, especially from the hard-fought battle that he had in his heat race. Almost was able to transfer through and then got denied right there at the last little bit. So Ryan Underwood trying to hold on to that last transfer spot. Selby trying to hold on to his, as Wilson looks like he's starting to slip, slide, and save all the way to Cody Nevin. Try to take the lead here in B main number 2. Couple of battles back here. Anthony Thompson, Josh Fuller, they're battling it out for that 5th spot to be the next guy to try to get to Ryan Underwood. Underwood still holding it down. Thompson drives all the way to the bottom, but Fuller's going to get the run off of turn number 2 and clear himself from Thompson. Don't look now. Kyle Carter, Brandon Barnhart still trying to get up here into this mix with Fuller and Thompson. Nothing changing up front with Nevin and Wilson, as they are still 1 and 2, but Wilson has closed the gap. Now Selby door to door with Ryan Underwood, as Underwood's able to get to his inside. Selby all the way to the top, Underwood all the way down to the bottom. Drag race down the front stretch as we are coming up on halfway in the final B main of the evening. Selby still up top. Underwood still trying to get the run, try to get clear if he can, but Selby drives it in very, very deep. Underwood all the way down to the bottom, just trying to get clear as they trade basically straightaways of drag racing down each straightaway, that being Underwood and Selby. And with all this hard racing, they're bringing Josh Fuller right up into this battle. as Underwood's going to get around Selby. Now Underwood's going to try to get away as Selby trying to see if he can hold off Josh Fuller now. And Nevin's trying to hold off Wilson as Wilson gets to his inside ever so slightly coming off of the corners, but Nevin able to get the run and get back clear. A lot of hard racing for the lead and for the transfer spot here at Williams Grove. As Fuller still trying to take a peek at Matthew Selby. But looks like Selby's starting to pull away, and we have a caution on the speedway that's going to change everything. That is going to change everything. Hold the phone. So we got a couple of guys that look like they get caught up in a little bit of a accident back here, if you will. And Scout Neff, man, I'm just gonna quit trying to talk good about him at this point, folks, because really, you know, if you joined us earlier in the broadcast, I really saw, you know, Scout Neff having a very, very good run, being able to get into the feature tonight, and maybe have something for some of these guys, but Scout Neff not able to do it. As you're riding on board with him right here, it's like he just, got tagged from the back. Got spun straight around. Believe that might have been Peyton White that got into him. And then Calamity Corner ensued right behind them as well, as everybody else got stacked up. But that is going to change the complexion of this race big time. So we thought Selby and Underwood was going to pull away and fight for that last, and you know, basically just keep the transfer spot between them. But now we got Josh Fuller sitting 5th. Do not count out Mr. Fuller or Mr. Anthony Thompson right behind him, as we're waiting on that pace truck to pull off. Leave it in the hands of Cody Nevin as the green flag is back out. We have 3 laps to go here in the final B main of the evening as Nevin tries to pull away. Here comes Wilson, may take a shot at him on the inside. Underwood down to the bottom, Selby trying to get to him. Fuller's going to slip back just a little bit. That's all Selby really needs, as Fuller's going to get into a side-by-side battle with Anthony Thompson now. That's even better for Selby, as Nevin is under huge fire right now from Wilson, as they're going to go 3 wide off of turn 2, but not for long as they straighten it back out as Nevin gets back to the lead. Wilson trying to get one last ditch effort as they come to the white flag. Nevin still has it, Wilson still wants it, and Fuller makes a huge sin, tries to get to the back bumper of Matthew Selby. Down the backstretch, Nevin still has it, Wilson still got 2nd, Underwood 3rd, Selby still trying to hang on to 4th, as Fuller's going to drive it in deep. Almost gets to the back bumper of Selby, but it's not going to be enough. Your winner for B main number 2, Cody Nevin gets it. Dylan Wilson gets 2nd. Ryan Underwood able to get into the feature tonight after his heat race debacle, will finish 3rd in B main number 2, and the last man to transfer in tonight is Matthew Selby, the Bulldog, in the 046. Josh Fuller will get 5th, Anthony Thompson 6th. Hayden Cardwell, Brandon Barnhart finishing 8th, Kyle Carter, Nicholas McDougall rounding out the top 10. Hunter Lagoons getting 11th. Braden Schatz will get 12th. Willie Howes, Scout Neff, Peyton White, and Tyson Ulicki, all of those drivers in the final B main. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with a 50-lap feature here tonight on Ultimate Dirt TV. Don't go anywhere. And folks, welcome back to the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series here at the famed Williams Grove Speedway, the half-mile clay oval for round 7 here tonight. And folks, I'm telling you, we have seen some exciting racing as these guys out here trying to get these last little bit of adjustments lined up. Get ready for this feature here tonight. And folks, I'm telling you, it's been an awesome night of racing so far. But I want to talk for just a second about our title sponsor here tonight for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, and that is Mission 22. Today, 20 veterans will be lost to suicide. In fact, every day 20 veterans are lost to suicide in the United States. That makes the war at home more dangerous than all of our combat missions around the world. Mission 22 provides programs for veterans, spouses, ex-spouses, and children of veterans. Also provides community and education for veterans and civilians, builds national monuments to honor those lost to the war at home, and also Mission 22 creates awareness through events and social sharing. Go to mission22.com for more details. And Mission 22 really a great sponsor to have, especially a title sponsor for the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series and the World Thunder Esports League. Like I said, all the guys over there, Steve and Brett, all these guys that put on, just an outstanding event here for these guys, and for us to call, and the main people, for you, the fans at home, that get to sit back, relax, have a cold beverage, Coke, beer, sweet tea, maybe more beer, whiskey, whatever you got, kicking back, relaxing on a Sunday night, getting ready to go to work tomorrow. And folks, I'm telling you, I dread it myself just like you do. But before we get to that pain of a work day, we have a 50-lap feature that we are about to be in store for. And folks, I'm telling you, we got the best of the best, if you will, here on Ultimate Dirt TV with the World of Thunder Esports League. It's the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, and we're getting ready to have that starting grid for you right here, right now, on the pole for the feature. The man, the myth, the legend, number 33, Mr. Evan C. Starting right beside of him in the 07 is Stephen Gaines on the front row. Chase Barbara, Devin Morgan, check it out, Devin Morgan, one of these guys you really need to keep an eye on. Won last week at I-55 Raceway in Pevely. He will start 4th tonight in the 50-lap feature. J.D. Brown, James Starry will start right behind him in row number 3. Desmond Busby will be 7th with Blake Majulis, Evan C's teammate, the other legend, I guess you could say, in the field. He'll start 8th. Trey Mills, he'll start 9th in what was an awesome heat race for him, coming from 7th to 2nd in heat race number 4, being able to secure him a spot here inside the top 10 starting lineup for the feature event. And Chase Hardy will start on the outside of him. We know Chase Hardy, he loves that outside line. I cannot wait to see him run that. Jaden Anderson and Dylan Hauser will be in the 6th row, 11th and 12th. Jordan Casey, Kendall Tucker, remember, he won at I-55 last Monday night for the World Outlaw Butt Kicker Series. He will start 14th. Colton Herbert and Cody Nevin, 15th and 16th. Robbie Buchanan Jr. starting in the 17th spot. Right beside him, Dylan Wilson. Trevor Fitz and Ryan Underwood, they'll round out the top 20. And the final 2 drivers here tonight, Logan Rumsey and Matthew Selby, will be the last 2 drivers to have the 22 driver field here for the feature here tonight. And folks, like I said, we thank you, the fans, for being here, as we're fixing to show you just how much we thank you here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, 6.5 years ago, the Wotel Group was formed. Tonight, the ground pounding, Mission 22, Super Late Model Dirt Series wants you to rise to your feet and make some noise as we present to you 4 Wide, live in prime time on Ultimate Dirt TV. There might be a couple extra laps before they get to that 4 Wide portion. Thought they were going to get to it, but looks like we're going to go straight to the green flag right here, folks. As we are on the gas for the 50-lap feature, Evan C. on the gas with Stephen Gaines right beside of him. Evan C. on the gas. He is gone. Gaines trying to hold on to second. Chase Barbara sitting in third. Morgan right behind him trying to get to Barbara. Brown behind him. He's got a lot of hayway right behind him as they are stacking up behind him with Busby and Majulis. All these guys back here stacking up big time as Brown's going to take a shot. See if he can try to get to the top 5, and we got a caution on the speedway. Wow. Hard racing right off the bat. You see it right there on your screen. Got a couple of door checks, got into somebody else. Looks like he was not able to turn going into the corner. Looks like he's gonna DNF, I believe, and that will end his night. But Gaines and C, they're still gonna be on that front row. With Chase Barber right behind them, like I said, Devin Morgan behind them. Chase Hardy, we talked about him. As you see the caution here on your screen. And like I said, folks, I mentioned these corners very, very tricky, if you will, to try to get into, as they are. It's like going into a 90-degree corner. I mean, it's just bam, there it is. Very hard to get to. We got some of these guys, they're going to ride around for the pace laps here. Or a couple of more caution laps right here for us. Try to get it lined up. Get everybody where they need to be. Right now, the biggest mover that I can see in the field right now, no surprise at all, is a 00 entry of Mr. Kendall Tucker. The one that has slipped, if you will, got that hard luck award, if you will. It's like it's Mr. Starry right now, started 6th. Doesn't look too good for Mr. Starry. It's like he's sitting 11th here on my leaderboard. Everybody getting double file right here, waiting on that pace truck's lights to go out, as they are still on. We're going to see exactly what the hold up is here. Is now we're getting to 2 to go, be 1 to go when the pace truck comes back around right here. It'll be 1 to go. Once again, folks, thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Evan C. Gonna see if he can put on another show for you guys, just like he has done in the past. But don't count out Mr. Stephen Gaines and Chase Barber. Barber's put on a show before, so has Gaines. Not to mention, sitting back there in that 5th spot, Mr. Blake Majulis. He's already up 3 spots from the drop of the green flag, 8 to 5th. And 127 entry here tonight. This pace truck looks like it is starting to pull off the track. We're going to turn them loose once again. As green flag is back in the air, Evan C. back on the gas. Gaines is going to get into a 3-wide battle now with Barbara and Morgan, as they're going to bypass him like he's sitting still. They're going to even try to bring Blake Majulis along with them down on the bottom. Gaines is going to go from 2nd all the way to 5th and probably go back even farther Wow, even Busby and Hardy's going to get by Mr. Gaines as he's going to go from second all the way back to seventh, lose 5 spots in 1 lap. And he's going to lose another one as J.D. Brown's going to get by him as well. Kendall Tucker still trying to move up through the field, but the biggest mover on the racetrack now is Mr. Chase Hardy, 10th to 5th, and he is rolling right now in that number 99 entry. No change up front. Evan C., Barbara, Morgan, Blake Majulis, the top 4. Hardy, the only one that has really shook anything up, if you will, sitting there running in that 5th spot. Busby 6th, J.D. Brown 7th, Gaines, Tucker, and Anderson the top 10. But for how long will it stay that way? So we got a lot of drivers making some hard charges trying to get through the field. Stephen Gaines, something is a miss on the 07 car as he has already been passed by J.D. Brown and now fixing to be passed by Kendall Tucker as Tucker's starting to put the pressure on him. Up front, Evan C. looks like he's starting to check out a little bit, if you will, as we are 3 wide now for that 3rd spot. Majulis, now Hardy's going to take a shot to the inside. Majulis has to get out of the gas as Hardy makes the slider. Now Majulis back down to the bottom of the racetrack is going to see if he can get to his inside. Almost turns Hardy going into turn 1. Wow, Hardy is moving, folks. I'm telling you, if any of you that picked Hardy earlier, I think you got a very good shot at this man right here winning the feature here tonight. 10th to 4th. But Tucker now, he's up as many spots as Hardy is. Tucker 14th to 8th. Hardy 10th to 4th. But Buchanan, he's up about the same exact amount of spots as he started 17th, and he's all the way up to 11th, trying to get to Trey Mills for 10th, and he's going to go sliding right past Trey Mills and get that 10th spot. Battles all over the racetrack here, folks. Hard to keep up with every little bit of it, even on a half-mile clay oval, but we are doing what we can. Busby, he's sitting in 4th with J.D. Brown sitting in 5th. They've actually bypassed Blake Majulis as Hardy's actually slipped back to 7th. Now Hardy's going to take a shot at Blake Majulis, get to his inside. Nothing changed up at the front. C. Morgan, Barbara still the leaders as Hardy's going to get into Majulis, and Chase Hardy's going to go around, and there will be a caution. Commentator curse once again, folks. I hate to say it. I'm telling you, my nickname needs to be CC before it is all said and done. You see it right there. Hardy tried to pull the slider on Majulis. Majulis, he pulled the slider on Majulis once or twice, actually, before that incident happened right there. And then I think he pulled the slider on Majulis that last time right there, and Majulis just said, I had enough, and he just kept his foot in it. And around goes Mr. Chase Hardy. That will stop the action here on lap 13 of competition. Evan C. still leads the way. Devin Morgan, Chase Barber, Desmond Busby, and J.D. Brown still at top 5. We're going to see how everything shakes up, if you will. See who gets that EOL, see who gets sent to the back. May even be Chase Hardy for pulling the slider of how he did. But I want to mention one driver, he has just fell like a rock right here. Stephen Gaines started 2nd. And then, you know, in 1 lap, he went from 2nd to 7th. Now he slipped back to the number 9 spot right behind Kendall Tucker. So Stephen Gaines really going to have to find something here tonight, especially if he wants to try to get back up to the top 5 or even get back to a podium finish. Mr. Gaines in that 07 he's really gonna have his work cut out for him. Still a long race though, folks. You know, coming up on 35 laps to go. Still a long way to go. Once again, we want to thank all our sponsors, thank all the fans. I know it's been a long one here, folks. Thanks for sticking it out with us. I promise you right now, if you stick around just a little while longer, you're going to see an excellent finish to the end here tonight. And it could possibly be from these two drivers right here on the front row, Mr. Evan C. and Mr. Devin Morgan. Still waiting on that pace truck to pull off, turn them lights out. I'm sure there's probably one fan probably over in turn 3, turn 1, somewhere in that range. Or in that range. Probably got a shotgun out there wanting to just shoot the lights out on the pace truck. Get this bad boy back going. Best that they can, and still waiting on it. So it looks like somebody has locked and loaded that shotgun, and the pace lights is finally out, and we are ready to rock and roll. Back in the hands of Mr. Evan C. in the 33 entry. Green flag is out. Morgan gonna be right behind him. Barbara still gonna be sitting in third, with Busby and Blake Majulis rounding out the top 5. As here comes Mr. Stephen Gaines. Now Gaines is gonna go all the way to 6th. Now Gaines has found a little bit of momentum. He's gonna try to challenge Blake Majulis for that top 5. Up front, Barbara's getting a little bit of a pressure for Mr. Desmond Busby in the 82 entry. They're going to go side by side down the backstretch. Now Barbara's going to get the run. Busby's going to open up the outside door. Here comes Mr. Majulis around the outside. He's even going to tag Mr. Gaines along now. Mr. Gaines, Stephen Gaines in the 07 was down to 9th. Was looking to possibly fall outside of the top 10. Now Stephen Gaines looks like he is sole command of that 5th spot and wanting to go faster and wanting to go with more, as looks like he's trying to get to Majulis. Straight up his back bumper, 3 wide behind him. Tucker stuck in the middle. J.D. Brown down on the bottom, got Trey Mills up top, and here comes Robbie Buchanan Jr. He's going to fill the hole that Kendall Tucker had. Buchanan Jr. stuck in the middle now. As Brown down on the bottom, now they finally get it squared away. Get back to single file racing. Hauser and Rumsey, here they come. They're up here trying to get back to it. Get back to these guys up here battling. They see all this action going on. They want to get a little bit of this. As Busby's going to go side by side, and here comes Kendall Tucker. Up 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. And so is Mr. Robbie Buchanan Jr. 17th to 9th. And trying to go further, but I guarantee you right now, if they've got one ear on the broadcast, they want me to quit talking about them because of the commentator's curse. Buchanan now sits in 8th. Tucker sits in 7th. Both of these guys are the biggest movers of the race. It looks like actually Rumsey is actually the biggest mover of the race, 21st up to 11th. So a lot of drivers right here making some serious moves up through the field, I'm telling you. And I'm just being told right now, Kendall Tucker's still riding in it right here. Well, Kendall Tucker's still running in that 7th spot, trying to see if he can hold it back from Robbie Buchanan Jr. A lot of hard racing going on right here, side by side all the way around. Nothing changed to up front with Evan C., Devin Morgan, and Chase Barbara still running in that top 3. And now we're going to have a caution on the speedway. That's going to jumble everything back up. So we're going to take a look at what happened right here. A couple of guys getting stacked together. Looked like that was Dylan Hauser. Gets stacked up. Big time pile up back here in the back. A couple of other guys, I believe that was Dylan Wilson, one of those guys that got involved as well. So one of the bigger dirt tracks, if you will, on the iRacing Sim, looking like basically a Talladega, if you will. When they get to wrecking, they just don't stop wrecking at this point. But Wilson's going to go all the way back to around the 16th spot. Hauser's going to be in the pits. Chase Hardy and Mr. James Starry, two of the drivers that is out of the event. Hardy down 9 laps. But right now, these guys right here are really starting to put the pedal to the metal, if you will. As Logan Rumsey in the 41 started in the back. Started 21st all the way up to 10th. Robbie Buchanan Jr. started 17th up to 8th. Tucker 14th to 7th. Mentioned Trey Mills with that hard charge that he had earlier in his heat race. Getting, I guess you could say, a little bit lucky. Started 7th in that heat race number 4 and then finished 2nd. That's what got him in that 9th spot to be able to transfer into this feature. Started 9th in the feature and all the way up to 6th. So, good showing by Mr. Trey Mills. And he may go even further to try to jump up. Try to get past Mr. Stephen Gaines. We talked about him sliding back just a little bit. All the way back to 9th. Now he's back up to 5th. So, he found a little bit of momentum, I guess, if you will. Get back up here and get back battling with these guys, but wait on that pace truck to pull off. As Evan C. has got the green flag in the air, he is on the gas. Now Morgan side by side with Chase Barber for 2nd. Dives it off into turn 1. C is trying to check out. Barber trying to chase him down. Morgan still up top. Barber down low. Majulis right behind him. And now Trey Mills. Talked about him a second ago. Here he is inside the top 5 as we got another caution on the speedway. Right here at the halfway mark, caution is going to halt the action once again here at Williams Grove. Pretty big pile up right here on the front straightaway. Look like that was J.D. Brown got a little bit squirrely. Actually, Gaines stopped on the front stretch right there. Something amiss on the Stephen Gaines 07 entry. Him and Robbie Buchanan Jr. was coming off into turn number 3, turn number 4. Gaines tried to pull the slider. Buchanan stuffed him straight up in the fence. He was trying to get going, and then Brown, he had nowhere to go. He was getting slammed from behind. Once again, folks, like a Talladega wreck, if you will, on the front stretch. So Evan C. still got the lead. Morgan still sitting 2nd with Barbara Majulis and now Mr. 014 Trey Mills right here in the top 5. And don't look now, but here comes the number 41 of Logan Rumsey. 21st to 6th, folks. How about a drive? How about a hand for Mr. Logan Rumsey? Big time drive for Logan Rumsey, and we know what he has done here on the dirt tracks. We know that Rumsey can get it done. We've seen him get it done here in the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. So Rumsey going to start 6th after starting 21st. Robbie Buchanan Jr. 17th, started 17th up to 7th. Tucker started 14th to 8th. Nevin 16th to 9th, and Ryan Underwood 20th to 10th. Want to also mention Dylan Wilson 18th to 11th. And check out Matthew Selby. Started dead last in the field. Now he's trying to see if he can crack inside the top 10. He will restart 13th. As we are waiting on that pace truck to pull off, it is pulling off. And Evan C is going to try to wind it back up. As the green flag is back out, Evan C on the gas. Morgan stuck up on that top lane, going to see if he can try to get around him on the top. He's got to the right rear quarter panel of Evan C. Now he's side by side, door to door as they go into turn 3. Here comes Chase Barber. He's going to get up in the middle of this battle. Right behind him, Blake Majulis is under fire from Logan Rumsey. Rumsey going all the way from the, I guess you could say, the outhouse to the penthouse, if you will. Started way back in the back, last row, if you will. Now trying to go for 4th on Blake Majulis. Trey Mills right behind him, trying to see if he can get back to that top 5. But still a great run for Mr. Trey Mills here tonight. Rumsey really starting to motor through the field right here as he is still side by side with Mr. Blake Majulis. And Morgan has got the lead from Evan C. So put Morgan up to the lead, Evan C to 2nd, Barber to 3rd. Rumsey's going to clear Blake Majulis for 4th, and he's going to see if he can bring Trey Mills with him, as Mills going to pull the slider on Blake Majulis. Majulis is going to jump down on the bottom of the racetrack. Tucker back there running in 7th, still trying to see if he can sneak up here, get back to the top 5. But watch out for Mr. Logan Rumsey, folks. He is coming, and he is coming in a hurry. Top 3 trying to separate themselves. Rumsey trying to be the tail end of it and make it a 4-car race. As the top 3, like I said, checking out. Here comes Rumsey. He's going to close in on this battle. Mills still trying to inch to him, if you will. Blake Majulis still sitting running in 6th. As the battle is on for the lead, Evan C gets to the inside of Devin Morgan. Morgan's going to see if he can try to shut the door on him. Barbara may follow C down on the bottom of the racetrack. C trying to hold down 2nd for the moment. As he's going to take a shot, see if he can make it work, but Barbara's going to get to his outside, barely make a little bit of contact, make even more contact going into turn 3, as Barbara's going to go around the outside. So move Chase Barbara up to 2nd. Now he's going to have his eyes set on Devin Morgan, our race leader. Coming to 35 laps down, 16 to go. And folks, it is turning into a dandy here at Williams Grove here tonight. Devin Morgan still got it. Chase Barber takes a sin, tries to get in, see if he can get to the inside. Rumsey has caught this pack. He's brought Trey Mills with him. They have left Blake Majulis in the dust. Devin Morgan still trying to hold on to the lead. They're actually catching a lap car, if you will. It's Colton Herbert, and a caution is on the speedway, folks. Hold the phone, as we got another caution on the speedway. I believe that one might be Mr. Kendall Tucker. Got a little bit of a love tap, if you will. Got the synchronized spin around right there. Spun straight around. 82 of Desmond Busby was the one that got into the back of him. Sent him around. They were looking 4 wide coming off of turn number 4. Trying to get around the 31 entry of Robbie Buchanan Jr. But Kendall Tucker's going to pay the price of it. And he's going to go to the back. As we are awaiting another restart here, folks. You see Busby right there, just kind of gets into Tucker, sends him straight around, but we will have 14 laps to go when they take the green flag. Folks, it has been a dandy, and folks, I'm telling you, it's fixing to get heated up big time here at Williams Grove. Devin Morgan still has the lead, but for how long? Chase Barbara, we saw him making some moves trying to get around to Evan C. And this is going to open the door big time for Mr. Logan Rumsey. Mentioned him a while ago. Cannot talk about it enough. 21st to 4th. Logan Rumsey, we've seen him make some hard charges, if you will. But having to go all the way to the B main and able to get it up in here and get it going, was able in the first B main, was the last driver to get in. So I'm sure he was very, very happy that there wasn't 3 B mains tonight and there was only 2. So he barely snuck into this field here tonight. Finished 4th in that first B main. Now he's running 4th here in the feature. So don't count out that 41 entry of Logan Rumsey. Morgan, Barbara, C, Rumsey, and Trey Mills will be the top 5. We'll give them about 2 laps right here and let you feel the power of these Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series as they're at Williams Grove. Caution is on the speedway, folks. If you had your stereos jacked up right there, if you may want to turn it down just a little bit, we'll try to see if we can get that for you on the next restart. Got a little bit of a stack up, if you will, right there on that restart. Sent one of them around. Kendall Tucker, one of those involved, as well as Cody Nevin. It's a big, big stack up back there in the back. Stephen Gaines, he's 11 laps down. Riding in 18th. He's just trying to salvage what he can of the evening and wonder what could have been. Kendall Tucker has retired from the race here this evening, so that's going to put a damper on the points battle that he's got going on with Devin Morgan, Logan Rumsey, and others up at the top of the board. So Devin Morgan still has the lead. Barbara will be second. Rumsey actually jumped up a spot, if you will, past Evan C. So Rumsey will be third on this restart. He's just got 2 more spots he's got to get to. And he will have one of, I guess you could say, folks, the biggest dirt racing comeback, if you will, at least from what I have seen here on iRacing. I've never seen anybody come from 21st all the way up to 3rd. I really haven't seen anybody come from 21st and win it. So Rumsey may be looking to do something very, very spectacular right here. Get the hard charger award, and not only that, but get the win here tonight at Williams Grove at 41 entry. Looking really hooked up, and coming in tonight second in the points. Morgan leading in the points. He's going to have something for him, but feel this power right here for 2 laps, folks. Riding on board with Trey Mills right here. Mills slipped back just a little bit. Mills was up there in the top 5. Now he's trying to get around Desmond Busby. See if he can get back up to the 7th spot. But Jordan Casey's got better thoughts. Gets into Busby's door just a little bit. This is the battle back around the 8th spot. As Mills is able to get clear and get 7th. Now Casey will get 8th. Move Desmond Busby back to 9th. Ryan Underwood, good run for him. Being able to get into the feature here tonight. He is riding in that 10th spot. Up front, nothing has changed as Devin Morgan still has the lead. Barbara trying to chase him down. Trying to chase him down, if you will. Logan Rumsey still sitting in 3rd. Evan C. and Dylan Wilson rounding out the top 5. Trey Mills still sitting in that 6th spot in front of Blake Majulis. Mills has took a couple of shots trying to see if he can get to Casey. But nothing doing of it. Mills is going to slip back just a little bit as this battle for the lead is really starting to heat up, folks. Rumsey's still sitting in that 3rd spot trying to get to Barbara ever so slightly. As now Morgan's going to run all the way down to the bottom, jump back all the way to the top. Barbara has his number and Rumsey may have both their numbers before this thing's all said and done. Coming to the line, 6 to go. If they're holding anything back, they need to start it. They need to let it loose right here, right now. As Evan C. started on the pole for the feature, slipping back to 4th, falling into the clutches of Dylan Wilson for that 4th spot. The top 3 cars have started to really gap themselves from the field. Morgan 2 seconds, right at 2 seconds over Evan C. right now. And C's in a battle with Casey as Casey's going to go to the inside. Hold the phone. Caution on the speedway. Wow, I'm telling you, these guys throwing curveballs left and right. This is really going to change it up right here, folks. A bit of hard racing back here in the back. Wow, I'm telling you, that opening on the back stretch, it has got a number of drivers here this evening. Huge shot right there to that outside wall, if you will. Right on board. Folks, I'm telling you, Trey Mills, hold on tight. Bam. Nowhere to go. Trey Mills had an excellent run going here tonight. It will come to an end at an abrupt stop, if you will. But Trey Mills come out here, had a very good run going. Nothing to hold his head down about. He needs to hold his head high from what he has done here this evening. Now we're going to get a restart right here with 4 laps to go. Pace truck starting to pull in. Devin Morgan, Chase Barbara, Logan Rumsey, Evan C., Jordan Casey, the top 5 as Morgan is on the gas trying to get away from Chase Barbara. Rumsey trying to get away from Evan C. as Morgan's going to dive it straight in. Here comes C, makes a dive into Rumsey, and that's going to open the door for Jordan Casey down on the bottom of the racetrack. Casey's going to take 4th and try to get to Rumsey for 3rd. Colton Herbert back there getting into it with Ryan Underwood. As we now have 3 laps to go, Morgan still has the lead. Barbara still trying to chase him down. Barbara's going to take a look down to the inside, not going to be able to make it work. Here comes Casey. He's going to take a shot at Rumsey for 3rd as they're going to beat doors going into turn 1 with 2 to go. Casey all the way up to 3rd. Might be too little too late for Mr. Oh, caution on the speedway, folks. Caution is on the speedway. Hold the phone for Devin Morgan. We're going to get an attempt right here at a green-white checkered, believe it or not. That was Evan C. that goes around, causes a huge pileup in turn number 2. Matthew Selby, one of those guys involved, I believe. No, excuse me, that was Ryan Underwood, one of those drivers that was involved. Excuse me, both of them have 46. But Ryan Underwood, one of those guys involved as well as Evan C. So Evan C. started on the pole for the feature. How his night's going to end is on the end of the hook on the tow truck. Get 3 attempts right here at a green-white checkered, folks. It's going to get interesting right here, as it looks like Rumsey, per timing and scoring, is going to hold on to that 3rd spot from Jordan Casey. Colton Herbert's going to move up to 5th. Dylan Wilson will be 6th. Looks like Ryan Underwood looks like he's going to be at the back having that contact with Evan C. So, wow, hard racing, but folks, it is not over yet. So we're going to get a green-white checkered right here. Get this thing ready to rock and roll here tonight. Folks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you are at, dirtfan.com, wherever you are at, post it down in the comments. Who you think's going to get this bad boy tonight? Is it going to be Devin Morgan? Is he going to go 2 for 2 here in the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series? Is it going to be Chase Barbara, one of the guys that's been up front all this time hounding Mr. Devin Morgan? Or is it going to be that 41 entry of Logan Rumsey coming all the way from the back, sitting 3rd, trying to get up here and steal one out of nowhere here at Williams Grove? Or could it be another driver like Colton Herbert, who's going to be inside the top 5, starting 5th when we restart? A lot of names that you could pick right there, folks. A lot of talent right here being shown on display here at Williams Grove. Looks like we're going to get a couple more pace laps here. Let these drivers get everything lined up. Mention our sponsors for just a quick second while we have a minute. Tri-City Speed, DirtFan.com, Studio 10 Wraps, the Wotel Group, the World of Thunder Esports League, Ultimate Dirt TV, and of course we can't forget the title sponsor of the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, presented by the Wotel Group. They have put on a show here tonight. And it's going to be interesting right here on this restart right here, folks. We're getting the 1 to go as the pace truck has started to pull off. Going to get very interesting right here behind Devin Morgan. We'll see if he can hold him off for 2 more laps. As the green flag is in the air, Morgan is away. Gets a great jump over Chase Barbara. Not the restart that Barbara needed, as Rumsey's going to go all the way down to the bottom. Casey trying to follow him. Colton Herbert stuck up in that high line, trying to see if he can hold on to 4th. Casey still trying to battle him, but the white flag, if they get to it, it's going to be over, as here he comes. Devin Morgan, he takes the white flag here at Williams Grove. Barbara trying to make one last ditch effort. Rumsey trying to get to him as they are 3 wide for that 3rd spot. They're going to split Rumsey, Herbert, and Casey. But coming off of turn number 4, the 112 entries, done it again, folks. Devin Morgan wins here at Williams Grove. Big time drive by the 112 entry of Devin Morgan. He will get the win. Chase Barbara will get 2nd. Colton Herbert, Jordan Casey were 3 wide coming off of turn number 2 and split Logan Rumsey. Herbert's going to get 3rd, Casey 4th, Rumsey will finish 5th. Still a great run for him, 21st, all the way up to 5th. As we see, as we got the guys parked right here on the front stretch. See if we can grab a word with some of these guys. And they get in the waiting room. Looks like we have our first driver actually just jumped in. He's fixing to jump into the broadcast booth, but we'll take a look at the results real quick. Morgan gets the win with Chase Barber. Colton Herbert, that is your top 3 with Jordan Casey 4th, Logan Rumsey 5th. Dylan Wilson will be 6th with Jaden Anderson, Cody Nevin, Trevor Fitz, and Robbie Buchanan Jr. That'll be the top 10. Ryan Underwood, the last driver to finish on the lead lap. Evan C. will get 12th. 3 laps down, along with his teammate Blake Majulis sitting 13th. Trey Mills had a great run going tonight, but he will settle for 14th. Desmond Busby will get 15th with Stephen Gaines 16th. Matthew Selby 17th, Kendall Tucker 18th, J.D. Brown 19th, Dylan Hauser gets 20th. Chase Hardy and James Starry will round out the field here tonight. But I believe we have caught up with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, and that is Mr. Colton Herbert. Colton, this is Jake Reeves. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Colton, man, you put on a great race right there at the end. I just got to go back to the, I guess you could say, the last lap right there when you and Casey split Rumsey going 3 wide coming off of turn 2. That was a crazy. I mean, just take us through those closing laps.
Oh, yeah, I mean, me and Casey, we were saving our stuff there early, and we knew we had more tire than everybody at the end. The restart got a little crazy there, and I went high and split them. We went the next turns, and I just pretty much sucked his wrap off, and we went on get the podium.
It's a weird way to say it, but we'll go with it. But anyway, I mean, Colton Herbert getting 3rd here tonight. And, Colton, we went to, I-55 Raceway last week and then coming to Williams Grove, 2 completely different racetracks. What's the mindset going from a small track to a big track like Williams Grove?
Oh, yeah, we got took out early last week, which sucks, but we just knew we had to come. I didn't really get any practice this week. We hopped on about 30 minutes before and just knew we had to get elbows up real quick and just drive as hard as we can late in the race and save early.
Coming home 3rd here tonight, Mr. Colton Herbert started 15th all the way up to 3rd. But Colton, before we let you go, you got anybody that you want to thank that made this possible?
Oh, yeah, everyone over there at House Speed. We got these sets dialed in. But Solon's Transport, Gears Unlimited, Herbert Graphics. If you need a real wrap or an Irison paint, hit me up. Starry Ranch, Mills Concrete, Landon Francis, Trey Mills, Cameron Starry, Hauser, Jaden Anderson, everyone over there at House Speed makes this possible. We do a lot, and it pays off.
Absolutely. And Colton Herbert coming home 3rd tonight, bud. Great drive, great last lap move with you and Casey right there at the end. And we'll see you next week, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Mr. Colton Herbert. And gonna see if we can jump in here with our 2nd place finisher tonight. That's Mr. Chase Barber. And Chase, I mean, great drive right there. You basically was up front most of the race. Did you have anything for Devin Morgan?
I think before the first yellow, we definitely did, but he can just run that line on the restart and pull out ahead so much. Even if our times are pretty much even, there's no way to reel him in. But we'll take 2nd. We kind of burnt him up a little bit. There were some guys behind us that saved the whole race. They were really quick at the end. We just played our strategy right up front, and it's real hard to save like that up front. You can't really do it.
Well, you still was able to put it, I guess you could say, on the podium. 1 spot short, but you was able to get a 2nd place finish out of it. That's got to be nothing to hang your hat out, or excuse me, hang your hat. Well, obviously hang your hat on it. That's what I'm trying to say. But did you learn anything tonight? What might progress going into the World Outlaw Butt Kicker Series tomorrow night?
you really don't want to start up front, honestly. It's so hard to, hold your pace and save your tire at the same time. You can't let them pass you and get all by you, and it's just really hard to save and manage the race up front. If you get a lot of yellows and let those guys come up through the field, it's really hard to do. So it's going to be a tricky tomorrow. Play strategy. Whoever plays the strategy the best, I think, will win tomorrow.
Awesome. Sounds like you got that bad boy dialed in for tomorrow night, and we will be watching. But before we let you go, Chase Barber, you got anything, or you got anybody that you want to thank that made this possible here tonight?
Speed Ranch, Cocky Floyd Consulting, Speed Ranch Designs by Gage Stevens, just everybody, Dirty South Speed Shop, and HDR, and that's about it.
All right. Well, Chase Barber, buddy, congratulations on that second place finish, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
That was Chase Barber getting second place, but I'm telling you right now, I just don't know if anybody's going to have anything for these next couple of races for this guy right here in the 112 entry of Mr. Devin Morgan. Devin Morgan, congrats on the win here tonight. I mean, it looked like you had that bad boy on cruise control for this race.
Yeah, we had a really good car again, and just went at the right time, and or went at the right time for how I was hoping the rest of the races would plan out, and then people just decided to keep on crashing, so it allowed some of them guys that just rode around 6 seconds off the pace early to be right there at the end, and it made it a little bit stressful.
Made it stressful, but you was able to get it done, if you will. I mean, looking back on it, you got Chase Barber breathing down your neck. You had Rumsey also back there breathing down your neck. Coming to that last restart, what was your mindset? Because, you talked about it a second ago, just had so many cautions and everything. What was your mindset, I guess, for that last restart? How do I get this done right here with both of these guys? Because they're fixing to just dive it straight in there.
I really wasn't worried about either one of them. They were just too far back to be able to throw anything without killing me, and they're not doing Hauser, so they're not going to do that. The biggest thing was Jordan Casey, where we about lapped him that first run because he was saving so hard, and just everyone crashing each other, and so him getting spots off that, and then just having way more tire than us at the end. He had a lot more speed, so it was really just seeing what he could do there on them last couple of restarts, and fortunate enough for us, he wasn't able to get through there too quick.
Devin Morgan, I believe. You seem like you got on a winning streak right here. So I guess you kind of got this stuff figured out. But you got the win tonight. Give me your shout outs, bud.
Yeah, I gotta thank my mom, my dad, BKPR, MPM Marketing. I gotta thank D1RT Racing, all them guys, all their help. I gotta thank Elite Performance Industries. Sets are good as they get right here. I gotta thank Duct Tape Racing, ML Performance. I gotta thank y'all for broadcasting, and Steven and Water Thunder for putting on the league.
Absolutely. Well, Devin Morgan, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week at Eldora, bud.
Yes, sir.
And folks, I believe that is going to wrap it up for this evening, folks. We seen an excellent race, if you will, a little bit caution filled, if you will, but it's like I've said before. That happens when you get on dirt track, short track racing. That's gonna happen. You're gonna have incidents. I think the one incident leader, I guess you could say, would be the wall right smack dab in the middle of the backstretch. Looked like that probably eat up a lot of incidents here tonight. But once again, that's going to do it for us here tonight, folks. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Thank Tri-City Speed for sponsoring for the Rookie of the Year, DirtFan.com, Studio 10 Wraps for the best-looking car, the World of Thunder Esports Group, all of those guys for Wotel with Steve and Brett, all those guys, Mission 22 for sponsoring the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series, and last but not least, folks, we can't thank you enough. The fans, the ones that tune in watch us every single week. Watch me broadcast. All the drivers that put on a show and put on an absolute clinic every single week. We want to thank you, the fans, every single week. But that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. For myself, Jake Reeves, and Adam Flieger on the controls that put on a great, great camera angles for all of this here tonight. We want to congratulate Devin Morgan on the win. Eldora is next week for round 8 of the Mission 22 Super Late Model Dirt Series. Same time, same place on Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll see you next week.